Okay, the bin levels are assembled on the cabinet. I thought I would show some details. First off, this is my assembly cone, traffic cone and painting cone. And this is the last level I assembled. These clips are holding the glass. I put a spot of silicone in the back corners at the top to keep the glass from rattling. The glass is held by this wedge right here. Actually, I'll show you the wedge right here. This is the opening, but that keeps the glass from tipping any further than it does tip. They all of them seem to tip away from the top. You'll notice the wires. The wires are. I used the wires to put the bin together. It's kind of touch and go because nothing is screwed. Everything is just friction fit and gravity. But what I do is I hold the bin bottom. The bin bottom is held by the ledge on the dividers, and then I bring the bin frame in the front, and I have to drop the frame in down the mitered slot, the face of the divider on the, of course, on the back side of the face here. And I'm doing this with this wire disconnected off of this knob and just hanging. And then when I got it held with one hand, I bring the wire over to this knob and cinch it up enough to hold the two bin sides together with enough friction so everything just doesn't fall out. So anyway, this one, so I assemble this on the cone, and then when I put the glass in, there's enough slack in the wire that I can remove, spread the frames apart enough to remove this frame on this side and bring the glass in from the top. But here's of course, this is a frame that didn't work. The glass is all cut, probably a 1/16 inch on the back side of the frame, and the glass is captured by, of course, the ridges you see, and that piece there on the bottom is to hold the bin bottom, the tin bottom, and then the glass sits on the tin. So with this up here, this keeper fitting or casting, the way it finishes off the top of the casting, you can't just slide the glass straight down. So that's why you have to release the frame off of one side divider to be able to get enough clearance to drop the glass down. And of course you're working between the tabs. I need to turn this. So the glass slides down on the back side of the frame and has to fit the glass frame, and then it has to fit on the tab here. It's rather involved. So then when you got the front frame with the glass sitting in pretty precisely, then you can move the frame back into the mitered position and tighten the wire. Then I tighten the wire as tight as I can, and then I even put a twist in it to cinch it up tight. Again, this tensioning bolt and screw has to be loose. So when it's loose, this whole thing can fall apart. The bin bottoms, 26 gauge hot rolled. Most of the mill scale is in good shape, but some of it has been deteriorated and all blistered looking, and some of the very bottom bin bottoms were just rusted away. This is a piece that I had reproduced. This is showing where one end of the tensioning bolt goes in, and it almost looks like it's broached to kind of a point at the bottom of that opening. And then the tensioning bolt, this ain't an original one, this is one that I had to make, but the tensioning bolts are faceted to where you were supposed to be able to just hold the I guess they would hold the bolt with pliers and then tighten the nut to the other fitting. So I'm going to show a miter, how these things are mitered. Let's see. Let's find a good one here. You can see the bin front. Our camera won't focus. But anyway, the bin front is mitered into the divider, and just captured that way. I guess this is as close as it'll get. This is all the, of course, all the bin bottoms are in. Every piece to every level is unique to that level. It won't work on the other level. Okay, let's start at the bottom. These are two of the bin fronts that I had recast. I don't have the numbers applied yet. I'm still looking for numbers. But anyway, they turned out pretty well. Cleaned up a bunch of parting seams, a casting flash at parting seams. Did that on probably, maybe 25% of every front. I cleaned up a little bit of the parting seam, just make it look a little better. So anyway, that's these two frames, two fronts here are reproductions. This one here, this bin front here, this lower portion was broken and missing. So the only thing I had was the sides, the top, and this side. So I reproduced, I fabricated this piece out of a piece of 14 gauge stainless and welded a little piece on the front, and of course made it look good. And then I fitted a miter into each corner, and then fitted this center section into this badge up here. And then I welded it on the back side with just one little spot weld on each spot. That's all it needed. You can't put a lot of heat to cast iron or it evaporates. And then I sprayed it with a coat of paint, and while it was wet I took some grindings from my bench grinder, a pinch, half a pinch, and I lightly sprinkled them on the wet paint and gave it another coat of paint. Matches pretty good. Good enough for who it's for. Then this bin frame here is one that is a reproduction one. Of course the number's missing. It's got to be a 12, I think. I'm not sure. Might be a single digit. Anyway, this is a reproduction bin frame. And then this is a reproduction bin side. So all of the bin faces and the knobs have to be another coat of paint. I'll do that with a brush. And then all the numbers have to be highlighted in brass paint, I guess. And then all the knobs have to be done. The topper, I haven't even started on the topper. The topper needs a little bit of repair, but that's the next project. Like I said, I just finished this top level yesterday, and now I'll be taking the wires off because the silicone dab spot of silicone, they all dried and cured, so they'll hold that together. Thing was really fragile when I first got it because the tensioning screws were well, they were as tight as they've been. Nobody tightened them up recently, and this thing was some of these levels were wired together when I got it to keep it together. Okay, I think that's it. There's some ones that have wire on them yet. These are ones that I need glass for. So when I loosen up that level, the tensioning bolt, and then I'm able to loosen one frame at a time with the wire, one front at a time with the wire, and install the glass. What kind of really impresses me is how exact the original glass was cut to fit the back side of the frame. Like I said, the glass is within a 32nd each dimension each way, a 16th each way. And then these upper portion bin fronts, the glass is tapered. The dimension at the top of the glass is smaller than the dimension at the bottom of the glass. So it's a lot of effort, a lot of handwork back in the day on this thing. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but anyway. Okay, thanks for watching my video.